This is the voice of High Servant Mother Doris, founder of I Am Sent Me, builder of the storehouse. What a beautiful sign to see. About a couple of weeks ago, we were in this area, and on that one particular billboard right there was the most violent weapon you could see placed there. And it was advertising a show that seems like Florida have every week or every month, because every time you look up, you see that same sign that has this big old large weapon on it. And yet we hear so much talk even in the White House and all, and especially with those that are in office now, about gun control. And it's like you're asked the question, well, who really want to be in control? Because if you really work on gun control, you really would try to get rid of some of these signs that advertise nothing but violence after violence after violence. But what was so alarming for his servant a couple of weeks ago, and that thing stayed up there, looked like forever. On this one right here, before it went to look like that one sitting over there with nothing on it, but it had this big old weapon sitting up on it, and it was advertising this show that they have here in Orlando, Florida, quite often. Saw that thing and said, Lord, you know, in an area like this, that's the last thing that should be put up on a billboard. And then they had it sitting right there. If you can look across the street here, they have a check, cash, loan, pay bills kind of thing, right? Of all places to put it in this kind of area here. And sometimes it's an image for some folks that trigger all kinds of violence and all kinds of evil actions and things like that. And yes, it can start with something like a billboard. And it was so huge. And so as we saw it, we began to go to God about it and ask God to have that thing moved. And all, especially in an area like this, that poor little church over there. It was a church before all of the things started happening, and the pandemic and the virus. It was a church, and now haven't seen too much activity over there in such a while. I've seen more activity at that convenience store than I have at that church over there. And it's been shut down for a while. And we looked at the back building just the other day, and it looked like the whole roof had caved in or something like that. But we did a little small video when we saw all of the writing and all that was on that building right over there, that yellow building right there. But anyway, you would think that would even have an impact on the violence, but it doesn't in this area. And so that was such a concern for his servant, and we prayed that that billboard would be removed. And about a couple of weeks ago, we saw it as early as like last week sometime, and we said the next time we come in this area, we want to get that billboard right there. What a great billboard to replace that was there before. In an area like this is what it needs: more of a high spirit like this than something like that would trigger and provoke violence and all. And so to look up there today, and I was on my way in, and it was raining pretty heavy, and I was like, you know, may not get a chance to do this again, so let's stop and grab this big old billboard that says choose, J-O-Y, choose joy. And you know how MD is about that joy as it pertains to that blessed promise, you know, there in Isaiah 60 and 15 and all. And so choose joy. And so glad that they chose joy over that violent sign that was there before, and put a little space between it before they actually put up some real, something really good to look at. And that's what they need in areas like this that's just so high rated in crime. Not things to trigger, not things to mess with people's emotions. And over there is a store that you can go in and you get, you know, some little things that, you know, have you a little tipsy and everything. And so it was just in the wrong place. And sometimes what we have to do is just choose the right place to put certain things, and places, you know, things that have violence and on it, and you advertising a big old weapon and trying to make it look like it's a good idea, you mean good by it and all, and then you put it in areas where you know the crime is the worst and all, and think you're doing something. No, that's not how we do it. So we're glad to see that sign gone, and hope to see more signs put up. Whatever that station is, whatever, we tried to get it here, but I don't know what it is right now, but I'm going to see if I can, you know, see exactly what that is, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful. Whoever sign this belonged to, it's a beautiful sign. It took the place of something that wasn't so beautiful, and it's in the right place. And we encourage joy, and we encourage peace, and all of that in these areas that's high rated in crime. And people, when they go to look up, because they're looking down and walking with their head down and all that, and they lack the encouragement, may they look up and see that they do have a choice, that it's not all violent. It's not all weapons, more weapons and more weapons, but they can look up there and they can see something like joy and realize that they can have joy. So whoever that sign belongs to, and all, we thank God for you coming at this particular time in this area right here and driving out all of those other corrupt and evil and not good spirits that was flowing real heavily with that one sign in this area. And the nerve, that's right, the nerve of them to put it in areas like that where cash and loans and liquor and all of that, to provoke even higher violence. So we just appreciate seeing that, and so we refuse to just keep on going. So we just pulled Glory over here and just did this video, and it's like already 6 minutes and 30 seconds, so we gotta go. It's November the 5th of 2021, and this is the voice of High Servant Mother Doris, founder of I Am Sent Me, builder of the storehouse. Is one of those feet in action kind of days. How about that?